Hey everybody, welcome to the Breakdown. On this episode, I'm going to show you how to do a primitive flint and steel fire. So, flint and steel has been around for a long time. Really came to be prevalent here in the West during the fur trade era. So, again, this is kind of a primitive way of doing it, but it works awesome. It's tried and true. So, I'm going to show you what I've got here. I've got an old fur trade tin with a steel striker, and I just went over here on the ground and found a little piece of flint right there. So what you're looking for, and you can use a knife, any piece of steel. When I strike this, you should see sparks coming up. I don't know if you can see that, but this sparks really well. So what we're going to do is we strike the steel against the flint, and we're going to have what's called a piece of char-cloth sitting right here under my thumb. We want to catch that spark on the char-cloth, and then we're going to ignite it. In order to do that, we need some tinder. I went around to some of these juniper trees like you see right here. Juniper makes awesome tinder if you can collect the bark, if it's nice and dry. And you can see how fibrous it is. And it works just really well. So what I'm going to do is separate all these fibers out. And what we're going to do is kind of bundle it up. And we're going to make what's called a bird's nest. Now as I open these fibers, what that does is that allows oxygen inside. And so when we put our char-cloth inside, it's going to dry all this fiber out and it'll make it easy to ignite. And in no time, we're going to have a fire. So in order to make char-cloth, the easiest thing to do is to take 100% cotton material, old shirt, underwear, pillow ticking, whatever, and I'll show you how to do that.
So when you're making char-cloth, what you want to do is take your cotton material and cut it into little 2-inch by 2-inch squares. I'm going to take those squares and I'm going to roll them up into rolls and place those inside my container that I'm going to throw into the fire. Here I'm using an Altoids can, just a metal Altoids can that I punched a hole in the top and in the bottom. That's going to allow the air to escape and deoxidize this material so that it becomes like carbon, and that's what will catch our spark. And when I put that in the fire, you're going to be able to see smoke actually come out of that little hole. And the way that you know that it's done is that smoking will stop. So you can see we threw it in the fire here. It's got the little smoke shooting out the top. And when it's all complete, the smoke will stop and you know you're ready to go. You can also use a metal water container, anything with a lid on it, just anything that'll control the oxygen. It goes from white to black.
So I had my char-cloth all made, got it here in my Altoids can. It's all ready to go. It goes from white to all black. So what I'm going to do is unroll this char-cloth, and this is pretty brittle. We're going to set it right on top of the flint and keep it as close to the edge as possible, because as we're striking, we're going to want that spark to catch right there. So I've got my bird's nest ready here. I've got some sticks, and I just kind of like to put my thumb inside and bring it all up around there. And we're going to take the char-cloth once it catches the spark and put it down inside the bird's nest. I'll kind of cup it with my hands, and I'm going to start to blow. And as I blow, it's going to get nice and hot inside. Don't worry about burning your hands. The most important thing is that you give this thing lots of energy, lots of air, so that it can ignite and start our fire. And there we go. Instant fire. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Try it out. It's a fun way to start a fire. Great skill to know. And we'll see you on the trail.